Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of TarotCelebritea with your boy Ducky. Today, we are going to be doing a reading for Manisha Rani, who is a beautiful Indian actress, and was a requested reading. So, please keep in mind if you're new here or if you're um, an existing person that comes in here or has been here before, please keep in mind that these videos are for entertainment purposes. And why is that, you may ask? Well, that is because we do not have Manisha Rani here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards or how I'm interpreting the cards, whether it resonates with her or not, we just don't know for sure. So just remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. And also, please keep in mind that my intention is not to disrespect anyone whose cards I read. And if I mispronounce Manisha Rani's name, please know that it is not my intention to disrespect her in any way, shape, or form. And without further ado, let's get started on Manisha Rani's reading. Alright, so let's just see. We're just going to get an overall vibe. How is Manisha Rani doing right now while I'm recording this? On August 17th, 2025. How is Manisha Rani currently feeling? We got Judgment in reverse. Okay. Let's get one more card. And we got the High Priestess. Wow. So the first two cards of the reading are from the Major Arcana, which are the first 22 cards of the deck. So with Judgment here coming in reverse, I immediately thought of, I'm getting the sense that maybe Manisha Rani is feeling a little bit judged. I'm getting the sense that she's very secure in herself with the High Priestess showing up here second. The High Priestess is very much in tune with their feminine energy, with their wisdom, with their intuition, with their power. So I get the sense that Manisha Rani is very secure in who she is and who she is not, and she has a lot of divine feminine power within her. I firmly believe we all have a good blend of masculine and feminine energies within us because they can both be very beneficial to us in our lives. And I get the sense that Manisha Rani knows exactly, where she gets her femininity from and how powerful it is for her to tap into her feminine energy. So I get the sense that right now Manisha Rani is very secure and in tune with herself, but she is still kind of feeling a little bit judged by other people. It feels to me like whenever I'm going to equate it with sometimes, I express the way I feel very concretely and very precisely and I guess with a lot of focus, but even then, people still misjudge or misconstrue or misinterpret what I'm saying, even though I feel like I'm being completely honest. And I feel like this is what's going on with Manisha Rani. I feel like she knows exactly who she is and she expresses it very well and openly, but even then, people still kind of judge her or misinterpret what she is saying and they spin her words into something that it is not. And I did see here when I Googled if Manisha Rani is in a relationship, I do see that she has. Google says that she's currently not in a relationship with either Abhishek Malhan or Toni Kakkar, even though there's rumors and speculations. And I'm getting the sense that that's where this judgment in reverse is coming from. People, like, I feel like she interviews or she goes on interviews and she tells people exactly what is going on and people still are misinterpreting her words even though she's being very open and honest. She's being an open book and she is communicating openly and honestly, but still people are judging her in a way that they shouldn't be because she's being very vocal and honest with what's going on in her life. So I imagine that's a frustrating thing because to me that's frustrating whenever I feel like I'm being open and honest and truthful with my communication, and even still then people misinterpret it and people will still twist things around and indulge in it, or not indulge in it, but digest it however they want to digest it. So I can imagine that's a little bit frustrating for Manisha Rani. So let's see here. um, I do want to tap into Abhishek Malhan and Toni Kakkar. So, what does she think of Abhishek Malhan? Let's get one card. This card feels good. We got the Seven of Grains. Ooh, some patience building. Okay. And now, what are her thoughts for Toni Kakkar? I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing their names as well, y'all. I'm so sorry. It's not my intention. We got the Knight of Candles. Okay, so Manisha Rani, when she thinks of Abhishek Malan, she thinks of someone who is very patient and works hard. You could even see here with the Seven of Grains or the Seven of Pentacles that this person is, it takes a long time. Whenever you're farming or you're gardening, you have to plant those seeds and you have to wait for those seeds to start to grow before you can even get your harvest. And there's a lot of patience that is required here. So when Manisha Rani thinks of Abhishek Malhan, she thinks of someone who is very patient, who works hard for things, and is willing to take time to let things, flourish and grow before, he can see the fruits of his labor. So she thinks of someone who's very patient. Now, Manisha Rani, when she thinks of Toni Kakkar, she thinks with the Knight of Candles or the Knight of Wands here, she thinks of someone who's very creative. She thinks of someone who's very fast and forward thinking with their creativity, very innovative. She thinks that Toni is someone who has a lot of creative ideas and he works fast towards, getting those ideas out, towards working on projects. He's very fast. But this card also talks about someone who's very, although they are very fast moving, they can also be very quick to maybe burn themselves out, or very quick to lose interest in projects or in people. So she thinks of someone who's very fast moving, and either you're on board with Toni Kakkar, or like if you're not on board with him, he will easily just leave you behind in the dust and he'll keep on working towards his own creative and passions. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here, but I do want to express, please always respect celebrities, and anyone, whenever they say that they are not interested in someone romantically, regardless if, you see them in films and it seems like they have great chemistry. I do want to reiterate and stress that that is an actor's job, is to make you believe and feel like this is real when they're just acting, they are doing their job. So again, she has been an open book and expressed openly her truth, and even then people are still kind of misjudging her truth and her own words and just interpreting it the way that they want to interpret it, even though she is being very open and honest about how she feels romantically about people. And she is single, so I do want to stress, to please respect these people's personal lives. It's a little bit hypocritical of me to read cards about people that I don't really know and talk about their lives, but I do try and balance a fine line between giving y'all the tea and the information on what I see based off of the cards, but also respecting other people's privacy. So I try and balance that, and I'm not sure how great or poorly of a job I'm doing with it, but I do want to stress that, if someone says that they are not interested in someone romantically, please respect that. Please, stop trying to get more information on it. I feel like she has very good, positive views of both of these men, Abhishek Malhan and Toni Kakkar, but I don't really think that there's it's our place to really say whether, someone is romantically invested or interested in someone or not. So that's all I'm gonna say with that. So sorry about my tangent, but I just had to make that known. Now let's go on back to Manisha Rani's life. Maybe what is something that is kind of holding her back or preventing her from leveling up and moving on towards the next chapter in her life and raising her vibration. We got the Seven of Candles in reverse, the Seven of Wands. Okay, so this card comes about, talks about, being shy. Normally, the Seven of Wands can talk about, being confident in yourself. And I get the sense that although Manisha Rani is very secure and confident with her beauty, with her intuition, with her with herself in general, sometimes maybe she gets in her head because sometimes she is still being misjudged and misconstrued and her words are still being interpreted in a different way, and it kind of makes her second guess herself, being like, wait, are these people right? Do they have some truth to it? So something that is holding Manisha Rani back is that sometimes maybe she doesn't shine as brightly as she knows she can. I'm noticing the sun in the background and this being blocked, this Goliath being blocked by the sun. So I'm getting the sense that something that prevents Manisha Rani from moving on up is for her to kind of let herself shine even brighter. I feel like maybe sometimes she dims her light, she dims her beauty. Like I'm noticing in pictures here, she's very beautiful and she has this very graceful femininity to her. Sorry, that's a hard word to say sometimes, but she exudes this amount of appeal and femininity, and maybe sometimes she tones it down, maybe because she's afraid of shining too brightly and maybe blinding people with her beauty. But like, I mean, I say she needs to keep on shining more. So but let's get one card for an advice for Manisha Rani. We got the Devil in reverse. Whoa. Okay. It's not a bad card, y'all. Please do not freak out if you're new to tarot. Um, the name of that card does come across as a little bit scary, but it's not scary. So, and our chakra oracle card is complacency, the root chakra. So, the advice I'm seeing from Manisha Rani with the devil is in reverse is for her to free herself. The devil normally, it is ruled by Capricorn, and you could see the shackles here being bound, but this card comes in reverse. So the advice that I'm seeing from Manisha Rani is for her to free herself, to liberate herself, to allow herself to shine even brighter. I mean, with that High Priestess card that came in the beginning, and then me noticing this Goliath blocking the sun, I feel like she gets in her own way sometimes of not letting herself shine as brightly, and she's kind of become a little bit complacent. She's become a little bit used to maybe dimming herself down, and it's only going to make her feel a little bit bad about herself, and we don't want her to feel bad about herself. If you are fans of Manisha Rani, I know that you do not want her to feel complacent, to feel like she's stuck in a spot. And I think that her liberating herself and allowing herself to express more of her intuition, her wisdom. She's very smart, but maybe she doesn't speak up a lot about, what she feels intuitively or what she thinks, because she's afraid of outshining maybe a director or a producer from whatever project she is in. But I feel like what will take her to the next level is for her to start speaking up a little bit more on, like, if she has certain ways of wanting to interpret a role or adding something to a script that she is in, to speak up, because or else I feel like she's going to look back on some moments and be like, man, I feel like this project or this scene would have been better if I just told the director that I feel like this actor or this character I'm playing would do this in a scene or would say this rather than this. I feel like she is in a great spot now for her to get more respect from other people and for other people to also respect her opinions when she does speak up. And that way she won't feel so bad or like she's stuck in a spot that she can't get out of because she is dimming her light too much. So that is all I'm really seeing. Um, let's get one last card for, what is something good for Manisha Rani to look forward to? We got the Eight of Feathers in reverse. Yes, this is beautiful. Okay, so the Eight of Feathers or the Eight of Swords, right side up, is about being constricted, right? Especially mentally. Um, and kind of staying in this, like, place where you're kind of trapped by your own thoughts and opinions because maybe you're not speaking out enough. And this card comes in reverse, so it definitely reiterates, what I was just saying here with like if she liberates herself, and if she, allows herself to shine brightly, she's not going to feel as cons- complacent, as stuck in one spot. Like she can move to bigger and better projects or more difficult roles or difficult characters to play. Something beautiful for her to look forward to is this liberation of her just being more open minded with speaking out and being more comfortable with speaking out about what she thinks, what or how she wants to say something in a script, or what she wants to do, or how she wants to portray a character in a script. I see, look at this big ol' this is from Jonah Trapped Inside the Fish, the whale. Look at this light shining within the whale or this fish's mouth. I feel like something beautiful for Manisha Rani to look forward to is if she does start speaking out more and kind of trusting her intuition and being like, you know what, I love this script, I love this character, but I feel like this character would say this rather than this. Or I feel like this character would say this in a certain way rather than how the director wants me to say it. I really think it's going to help her shine even brighter. It's going to add more depth to the types of roles and characters she can play. And yeah, that's exciting. Wow. But yeah, that's all I'm seeing here for this reading. Please let me know what you thought of this reading. I'm always interested to see if it resonates with what you know of these people or not. There's always a chance that I can be interpreting cards wrongly, or my intuition is just not right. And so sometimes I do get some people being upset with me based off of how I interpret the cards, but that's always a chance. And these cards or these videos are for entertainment purposes, so please always keep that in mind. Thank you again so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. It motivates me to continue making videos for y'all. I did add mid advertisements and the videos just because your boy is unemployed, so I'm gonna need a little bit more help, financially. So please um, be aware that I will be adding a little bit more advertisements to my videos. I just had them in the beginnings and in the ends for a year or so. But yeah, I do want to thank you again so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, sexually, and financially. Love and respect yourselves and others as best as you can. And as always, stay hydrated. But I'm a believer in balance, so I got me some chamomile tea and some coffee. So thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see y'all back here another time. Bye.